hesitate, show no mercy.
You don't know the power of the dark side. We would be honored if you would join us. You don't know the power of the dark side. It is pointless to resist, my son.
Stretch out with your feelings. Remember, the Force will be with you always.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to the BX Sports Jedi Network, the Bronx Bomber Strike Back podcast. I am BX Sports Jedi Kev. Put down on the watch along. Salute, everyone. I'm just here tonight to talk about the reaction that we had. I just saw the Yankee hostel with Hal Steinbrenner. A lot there to unpack. First of all, the Yankees, we mentioned on the broadcast before here. I try to do all the watch alongs during the regular season of the Yankees. And what we see on the product on the floor, on the field, night in, night out, and what Hal sees is two different things, two different point of views. I with all respectfully, I disagree with what he said. You know, first and foremost, he says he doesn't agree with everything Aaron Boone does as a manager, and he is liked by his clubhouse, by his players. They like him. You know, last time let me put this way, in all walks of life, when I go to work in the morning, and by the way, to be all transparent, I'm an electrician. I gotta work in the construction work. I'm there to skill and the talent and that I learn. And it's to be an electrician. I'm not there to be buddy or friends with my manager or my owners or my coworkers. I respect each and every one of my coworkers, my managers, and anybody that's an authority figure. But I'm not there to be their best friends. I'm not there to cut apple pie, and we're just there to get paid to do a task, and that's to make the company money, to be able to make money. If they make money, I make money, and this would be the same business aspect that New York Yankees need. If you're there to produce and play baseball, and you have a talent, you're out there to win World Series. You're out there to win baseball games, not to love and be liked with the managers. That's the first disconnect that I had. Maybe call me a little bit old-fashioned. I understand you gotta have the respect, but you command respect. So pretty much he mentioned that the players pretty much got Joe Girardi fired. If you think about it, and I know why are we harping about Joe Girardi? It happened many moons ago, and he's not coming back. I understand that. Before I get the things and arrows thrown my way. But my point is that's a reason why the New York Yankees is keeping Aaron Boone. That's another, okay, there's some merit to that, absolutely. Because the manager, Aaron Boone has won over, he's averaging close to over 95, 97 wins since he's been a manager of the New York Yankees. They do win in the regular season, but when it comes to strategy, to break down the ins and outs of baseball, he is not the guy. I'm sorry. I can't trust him to go out there and with his mind, with his strategies, playing a game of chess to win me a baseball game. And I know there's you don't really, but yes, you strategize. You play, you manage the game. You're a manager. You're gonna manage how to win, not by and to be honest with you, by him going to his strategical play. I don't like it. I think Yankees are one dimensional. I think they're boring when it comes to the postseason. They're one dimensional, and since he's been the manager of the New York Yankees, it's the same dimension, the same baseball take with them in the postseason. They strike out a ton. They don't hit with runners in scoring position. They don't advance. They don't play small ball when they need to. You don't have to play small ball all the time because look how far it took the New York Mets. You know, the Mets didn't go far playing small ball, buck ball, and I understand that. You need a balance. You need a balance of everything. Now, if you have a team that hits home runs, like the Yankees have power. Granted, the Mets didn't have power. And it's not a Yankee or Met comparison, but I'm going to make a minor small comparison. But if you were to play some of that cooperation and you put in some of the small ball along with the home run ball, you got your guys who can hit the homers. You got your Giancarlo Stanton. You have your Aaron Judge. You have your Anthony Rizzo. You know, even Josh Donaldson at times. They were supposed to be your home hitters. The rest of the other lineup, they're supposed to be your contact hitters. They're supposed to get your table set. And we play a little small ball from here and there. You brought Oswaldo Cabrera up. There's no reason why Oswaldo Cabrera looks so overmatched in the postseason when you would have kept him playing small ball simple. You know, Trevino struggled, played some small ball. You know, it's on the players to execute. I understand that, folks. When we say that, the players did not execute. But also, it's also a coaching staff to say, hey, listen, why don't we try a different approach here? Why don't we try hitting, make some contact, run some guys over, move some over, implement that. So listen, we got to get going. Let's get the offense going. Let's make some contact. So keep it simple. Sometimes basic and simplicity takes you a long way just to be simple. And also what disturbed me from what I heard from the interview with Marin Mirovic and how he's talking about his kids, Volpe, Barraza, and Cabrera. Guys, they're not signing a shortstop. They're going with those young rookies. They're going with those kids. They're not. It looks like to me they're winters. It looks like Hal Steinbrenner's wallet is going to be as tight as a duck's ass, and that duck's ass is waterproof. So it looks like his ass cheeks are going to be clamped. He is not going to spend $1 for the New York Yankees here. Don't be surprised if you're re-signing Aaron Judge, and that's it. That's it. I know everyone has the aspiration of Carlos Rendon coming here in the New York Yankee to come pitch, or other pitchers. Don't expect that, folks. Do not expect him to bring these players. It looks like he is going to clamp his cheeks and save every penny, every dollar. So I hope you guys enjoy the buffet in Yankee Stadium and so forth, because they are not going to bring anyone here. It seems like it by his body language and the way he's sounding. He is sounding delusional. Meredith asked him, is this organization stagnant? He said no. Well, according to Michael Caputo and others, and they has truth to it, it's been 13 years we have not won a World Series. We are not doing the big bad Yankee way. We're trying to be cute and do something different. And to be honest with you, 13 years is not working. After 5 years, something's not working. You change. This is 13 years. And we're not calling, and a lot of us are calling for buying Cashman's job. I personally not. If Cashman returns, so be it. If he doesn't, I'm at the fence, 50-50. If the New York Yankees announced they couldn't make a deal and Brian Cashman will no longer retain as the general manager of the New York Yankees, I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it. But if they turn around and they say that they re-sign him, I'm okay either way, because the guy at least wins in the regular season. He'll put a team out on the product, But if he's handcuffed on what the Yankees can spend, you can't blame the New York. You can't blame the New York Yankees. You can't blame the general manager. But also, and it's not excuses. I know we talked about this, not to go around and putting excuses for the New York Yankees, but when you bring in Andrew Benintendi to play in the postseason and he's injured, Yankees had a lot of injuries. Benintendi injured. LeMahieu didn't. The two contact hitters. But you know what? They're all baseball players. They all need to be contact. They need to change their approach. And it starts with the top with the philosophy. I don't like the Yankees' philosophy with the way they're all home run ball and all or nothing. And maybe I'm gonna give. You know what? If the New York Yankees bring me Benintendi, re-sign Benintendi, return for Benintendi, bring me back Aaron Judge. I know it's not going to happen. You sign a Carlos Rendon, you bring it, or even a Jacob DeGrom, which Steinbrenner is not going to. Like I said, I'm going to contradict myself saying if I just finished going on a skilliquid saying that he's got his wallet is going to be more tighter than a duck's ass. He's not going to spend money, so how is he going to bring Jacob DeGrom? Yeah, go figure. He's not. Um, would I like to dangle a Gleyber Torres and maybe one of either Peraza or Torres, two middle infielders, and a pitching prospect, and try to go after Pablo Lopez from Miami? That's a way you could do it. Trying to get it because they want to reinvent the wheel. They want to get cute. They want to bring in controllable pitchers, which makes sense. I understand when you want to stay under the luxury tax. Why give your money to another baseball organization like the Oakland Athletics, and all they do is pocket it, and they're only going to field a $30 million team. And they're going to be sucking and playing terrible while we're feeding them and paying the payroll, and they're pocketing the money, from the television revenue. That's a whole nother story, and it's the truth. That's what this is. That's what the Steinbrenners are trying not to spend money, because George will complain about it, but George didn't care. He'll spend it. Hal cares about it, and it bothers him. It bothers him. And he doesn't want other teams around the league to get his money. I get it. You bust the rear end and work hard. You're not going to give your money away, to other people. But guess what? And I'm taking it back to K-Tape, to real life. Every week, we pay a lot of taxes. I get loaded with federal taxes. A lot. And I'm giving my money away too. And you know what? I understand how he feels in an aspect, but that's part of being an American. That's part of life. You got to pay your taxes. You got to pay your luxury taxes going over. So I know it's apples to oranges, guys, but just hear me out on my venting on this with the Yankees, especially Steinbrenner saying that he don't believe that they believe in analytics and event scouting. Well, please. Your analytics is fucked. Plain and simple. You guys stink. You guys suck. When Stick Michaels, whoever, and his pro scouting team that he had, they were bringing diamonds in the roughs. They were bringing gems. We could sit here with the Cold Four. We could talk about Mike Lowe. You could talk about all the other players that the Yankees traded and some trade prospects to bring in some players in the mid-90s, late 90s, early 2000s. They were all on the Stick Michaels direction, and when he was alive, God rest his soul, when his advanced scouting department, he was scouting and he was seeing, bringing players along with his team. It's not not just Stick Michaels. And Stick Michaels was the architect, by the way, of the dynasty. Can we get back to that? Going out there, working, not just sitting and seeing film and analyzing numbers. Can we have someone? Can you get people capable with the night test who has a good set of eyes and go out there and check the minor league system, go into the collegiate level, look at these blue chippers that we might not get them in the first round, something that we can find in the late rounds. There's a bunch of rounds, 17th round, 11th round, 10th round, 9th round, 8th round. Get something. The Yankees, and please scout and bring players that fits your ballpark. My Lord, when that's another criticism that goes on the wayside that no one really hammers. I know the fan base asks, but I wish a reporter would ask, why are we so right-handed heavy here? Why are we not catering to the ballpark, bringing left-handed hits, or left-handed hitters, or even switch hitters, or left-handed contact hitters? Or why are we not getting every dominant left-handed, big, strong left-handed pitcher to pitch in Yankee Stadium to help out in Death Valley? I'm glad they bought Nestor Cortez. That's why West is one of the reasons. And Nestor Cortez is really, it's been an anomaly and has been great. But his hard work and his dedication to the craft has got him where he is. But also, he pitches in Yankee Stadium. That is why he has success. You have and you keep the ball. You get the ball in the right-handers. You could pitch the contact, because if they hit, as long as they don't pull the ball down the left field line, you're good. If they hit it left center or center field, it's gonna die. There's a reason why they call it Death Valley in New York. Other than that, You bring lefty. Jordan Montgomery was a mediocre but a really high mediocre pitcher for the New York Yankees because he was left-handed. Andy Pettit. You see CC Sabathia, Rod Guidry. The list is on and on and on of the strong left-handed pitching in Yankee Stadium. Yankees, whenever they win World Series, you could check their history books. Always had a dominant left-handed pitcher, who was just phenomenal. With Jimmy Key, you gotta bring that kind of pitcher to New York. Know your bullpen. Sometimes you gotta look in your history. Learn from your history. You might have to touch a little bit of your history to win in your presence to set up your future as well. Your Yankees always had that big boppy first baseman, left-handed. And believe me, Rizzo, I hope he returns. I hope he returns. It looks like I believe they will resign him to a longer contract. They'll add more years. He will be back, probably the same annual value. Maybe gets $1.5 million, $2 million raise, and they bring him in for a couple more years. I can see that. I'm fine with Rizzo at first base. The Yankees do not have a first baseman in their farm system that they're developing, or it's any time ready to take the reins at first. They do not have that. Now we all know the middle infielders the Yankees have: Velope, Peraza, and Cabrera. Cabrera came up and played well. Cabrera looks like he fit that role, jack of all trades. If you need him to play more often, you can move him around, you can spray him around, play him in different positions. That's why this year, personally, I'm exploring it. I love Gleyber Torres. Yes, he hasn't been up far in the last 2 years. Last year, he had this season that just finished. He had a really good season. It was pretty good. Nothing to write home about. Is there lapse in Gleyber Torres' game? Sometimes gets you frustrated. Absolutely. Swinging early in the count when runners are scoring for this. And he is a clutch player. He was a clutch player for the New York Yankees last season. Whenever the game was on the line, when they needed a tying hit or a go-ahead hit, Gleyber Torres, when the opportunity presented himself, he delivered over 80% of the time. Now, Gleyber Torres, if you could exploit and trade him, remember, he's still eligible. He's still under team control for about, I think, 2 years, if I'm not mistaken, but he's going to command big money soon. You could try to move him. You could move him. You could, and if you know what? If Velope and Peraza is neither, if you want to be one, and you could put Oswaldo Cabrera at second, don't have DJ LeMahieu. DJ LeMahieu is second baseman. I know he's getting older in age, and I personally, I would not like to see too many older guys. Rizzo is in the mid-30s, and they already said Donaldson is returning to the New York Yankees, although I would love Donaldson to be on a very extremely limited role. To be honest with you, I'm going into spring training. I am not making him my starting third baseman. He is going to be my backup third baseman. Come in, out of 7, if you're playing in a 5-day game span, he's going to play maybe 2 games, in between here and there to give some guys some spell. But I am not playing him 90-80% of the time at third base. I am looking for another third baseman. If you're not going to go the route with Isaiah Falefa, I will still go with Falefa unless if Falefa's not moved along with the trade. And personally, Falefa cannot return as a shortstop. It showed that he either had, and I'm waiting for the report. I don't see anything that he has some arm fatigue, arm issues, or a fatigue arm, because his throws from short to first, they were very bad. They were in the dirt. They had no hump. They had no zip behind it. So I thought we were going to hear Falefa needed some kind of surgery, at least to get some bone chips or stuff out. Didn't hear anything from Falefa on the injury front. But then if that's the case, he's losing arm strength. He cannot be your shortstop going forward. You need to go youth. I understand that from part of the interview, Hal was talking about how they asked him about the Yankees losing to Houston so many times. Does it bother? And he says, not to make excuses, but you were. Oh, we weren't healthy. Tampa wasn't healthy either. Listen, we are the damn Yankees. We cannot be worrying about what Tampa Bay Rays do. It feels like since Hal has been owners of the New York Yankees, his main nemesis is not the Boston Red Sox. He's more worried about what the Tampa freaking Rays do. Oh, we need to be like the Rays. We got to do analytics. We need to save money. He personally, if he wants to be the Rays, when maybe we should think about him rebuying the Tampa Bay Rays, get an owner in here, let him go and be the owner of the Rays, because he's already in Tampa. He stays in Tampa. Yankees, they could get another owner here who's going to who has passion, who wants to win. Let him go to be like the Rays, because it seems like everything is the Rays. His infatuation and love for the city of Tampa. I understand that, Yankees done so much for Tampa, for the city of Tampa, besides Tampa Bay Rays, with the stadium and all the other stuff. But stop it. We are the New York Yankees. We don't act small market. We set the bar. We set the standard. We are the number one franchise in all of professional sports. We need to act like it, not penny pinching. We're acting like we're a penny pinching organization. That Steinbrenner is in the red and he owes money. The Yankees, the money, the absurd money that they charge just for the seats, for the legend seats, for the postseason, for regular season tickets, the MLB show, the what you call it, the league pass. It's expensive. I buy it every year because I'm a Yankee fan. That's what I do. I support my team. I will go to Tampa when they play the Rays against the Yankees. When the Yankees come into town, I go there, front and center. Any opportunity I can try to see the Yankees there. The fan base, of course, you have to put us in product. You cannot try to call it, paint it, put lipstick on it and say it is a beauty queen when it's a pig. You can't put lipstick on a pig and try to pass it as a beauty queen. You gotta do something for us here. We need pitching. If you think the position players are fine, then get us starting pitching. Open the wallets and get the starting pitching. There's no reason why the New York Yankees should have gone into that postseason with no closer. The team that prides itself on Mariano Rivera, John Wetland, Dave Rigetti, Steve Farr. Yankees always had a prominent closer. Even when Mariano Rivera tore his knee, you still had Gordon. You had Sariano. You always had a dominant closer. The fact that the that the wheels fell off on Chapman, and personally, Aaron Boone ran his bullpen to the ground. That right there concerns me. You're telling me we're going to run this back here with this bullpen again, with this manager, who ran this bullpen the way he ran? I don't know. I kind of don't. I'm like, right now, I'm going to enjoy the football season and the hockey season. I can't say too much about the basketball. The Knicks, they're not that good, but at least my Rangers are giving me some type of excitement here. I'm not looking forward. I want to see what goes on here in the off season, and it's going to get rumored. If Judge decides to go to San Francisco, like everyone's rumors to think. I don't know, because listen, it won't be fair for that foreign, the Asian player that they want to bring here from Japan. It's not going to work. If he's going to try to build the expectation for Aaron Judge, if they lose Judge to sign a cheaper option for the kid over in Japan to try to stick him in right field, good luck, because it's not going to work. The minute this kid goes on the open, the boos and the boos and the boos. This has written a rival written all over again. If the Yankees don't bring Judge, and they're going to try to get him on this cheaper route, I don't know. Right now the Yankees on a cusp, on a cliff. Either they're going to fall, and they're going to fall really hard in their faces, and the fan base might just revoke and not even go to. You're going to have Yankee Stadium empty seats, and that's what's the main thing that they're going to say on ESPN. Or the Yankees got some kind of hope in it, and they're going to try to piece it back. But my opinion here, I'm not happy with how it's coming in here. He wouldn't even say if Cashman is GM or not. With that in limbo, he likes Ryan Cashman. They respect him. Everything is they respect him. I understand you need to command respect and you need to be a leader. I would have loved to hear Hal say he's a leader. He's the leader there besides myself, underneath me. Here's our leader. He leads the decision processing on the philosophy of the organization, along with Aaron Boone, who's the leader in this clubhouse, who gets the men on the field. But respect. He's well respected. He's well liked by his players. He's well liked. It's not a liking game. Again, you're there, paid for, and especially in this world of baseball, you're paid millions, multi-million dollars to go out there and win. We're not here to win. I don't believe you get paid multi-million dollars to be liked. It's just not. If you want to be liked so much and so well, open up a social media page and post, do some posts. You'll get your likes. This is about results. We're New York Yankees. We want results. We want World Series. We want championships. We want something that we can be proud of here. Not every full season get embarrassed by our rivals, Boston Red Sox. We'll lose that wild card game. We'll lose here to the Houston Astros yet again. 3 times in the postseason, especially this time getting swept. It's not. It doesn't sit well with us. It doesn't sit well with us because you put the product that is placed on the floor on the field. It's not what we invested our season. That wasn't the same team that we saw in May, June, early part of the season. What we saw here, I don't know. It was everything falling into pieces, and the Yankees had no answer. Now, what do you mean? What could they have done different? Simple. You gotta develop your minor league system. And if these players that you're holding and hugging, prospect hugging, but then you don't want to bring up when you needed them like we did in August. Who could have helped? Well, try some pitching. Bring some young hand pitching up for the relievers. Try to find a Yankee a reliever. We couldn't find anyone who could get a damn out in the ninth inning. It was weird. This Yankee season, especially October, I didn't like the postseason. We should have not struggled with the Guardians, although they ended up Central Division champions, but we should have not gone to the fifth game, in my opinion. And we just got totally outclassed and outplayed by the Houston Astros. I didn't like what happened in August. It was like they were spinning wheels, the losing streak, the way they lost, the way they played. It's like, try something different, and then it's the same slot, night in, night out. It's like, give me something different. When we bring some youth. I thought they were going to be a copy of they did the year before, prior when they brought up Greg Allen and young Andrew Velasquez. They had some youth, some energy. Cabrera brought that, yes. Oswaldo Cabrera did bring that, but it was lacking something else. It was lacking a punch. And when is the last time we could say we bring up a young player besides like for a pitcher that was like, whoa, it caught us by guard, a lights out. Since Jabba Chamberlain, we haven't had that. When has the Yankees brought up a pitching prospect that we were all gaga and Google for? Clark Schmidt, we saw wasn't that Michael King was the only one and he got injured. Okay, we could say Michael King, so I take it back. I'll bring that back. I forgot of Michael King being injured. Michael King was the one, but we need those kind of. Where is the pitcher that we know that we're gonna bring up in the system that it's gonna make us on a summer night say, you know what? If you're not in New York and you're not in the stadium, you know what? I'm gonna turn on MLB extra innings for a moment because XYZ the Yankees called up and he's electric. I gotta go. Must see pitching performance from him. Nestor Cortez was that, but I'm talking about from a minor league system. When was the last time Yankees had a young kid that way that we could get excited for? See, all those different things is why us Yankee fans, and I don't blame Michael Caputo who has a program on the JEDI network. It's over Yankees. I understand why he goes on his rant and gets upset. Myself, I want to see what the Yankees do here. Right now I'm 50-50. I'm like, what are we looking forward to? Spring training for me. I got other things right now. I'm preoccupied right now with the Rangers and the winter sports, my Jets, Giants as well. NXT, WWE, and right now the Yankees taking a small minor backseat because they're not showing me that they want to invest and give us not give us what you want, because if you listen to the fans, you sit with the fans. I understand that. And I understand that they gotta be fiscal responsible to you can't go out there like spending like a drunken sailor, but yeah, Aaron Judge contract, they should be already done. Also, if you're not gonna sign Aaron Judge, or if Aaron Judge is gonna get signed for big money, please let it be quick, because we need to do plan B. If they're not going to get him, we want to know what's going to be plan B. Who is going to play in right field? Who is going to play in left field? Yankees got no right fielder, no left fielder, and possibly a center fielder. I know Harrison Bader was okay, was good. He was really good in the postseason. But do you think he's going to stay healthy? Who is the outfield? They're not bringing Jason Dominguez up. No way, no how. They're not going to bring Jason Dominguez to go play out there, one of the corner outfielders. So right now there is no outfielder. Tim LaCastro opted out, so he's gone. So you don't even have a backup center fielder. And Aaron Hicks. Do you trust? Is he psychologically ready? They sent him to winter ball last season, and you saw what he did. He stunk. He's even stunk in winter ball. So I don't know what happened to Aaron Hicks. His skill has totally diminished. I don't know what's I could get it maybe because he was, he was going to be a daddy to be, and maybe he didn't focus on baseball, more concerned on the wives. A lot of these stars, athletes' wives, they have a lot of complicated pregnancy. And it's not to go off the rails there, but you saw that with Austin Rivers when he was Knicks, when you see the valley, maybe out of Hicks. Wife had a complicated pregnancy. He didn't concentrate. He didn't play well. Gleyber Torres 2 years ago, when he had that abysmal season, his wife was also expecting it and had a complicated pregnancy. I think that affects them. That affects some guys. We're human. Things that we don't know outside of baseball. They get to the ears and they can't do nothing. They usually, the athletes are in control of everything. They have the skill set, and when it comes to life issues, if they're not in control, it affects them in a way. I don't know. I'm just assuming. When you assume, you know what happens. So I don't know, guys. I'm trying to pinpoint what the Yankees need to do here, what the Yankees direction they're in. I just hope that we get an Aaron Judge situation resolved with the Yankees. He resigns, he gets the number he wants, what he's happy at, and maybe it does behoove the Yankees to make it a long-term, years-wise, because it doesn't make sense to get it front-loaded. Because we could say, we'll give him $50 million a year for 5 years, $250 million in these 50, but they're going to pay so much on the taxes, so that's why they stretch it for a long contract for years to go. And I think he's going to get an 8-9 year deal if he signs with the Yankees. But if Houston or a lot of rumors, San Francisco, Chicago has a lot of money. If they throw him the 10, 12-year deal, hey, listen, if the Yankees raise their hands up and lose to a team that's going to pay him for 12 years, then so be it. He's going to be 42, 43 years old making that money. Just raise your hand and say, thank you, Judge. Thank you for growing up with us in the system. And we're going to end, but the Yankees got to act swift. Doesn't mean that you go ahead and you take that money that you were going to spend and you're going to pocket it. No. You need to invest it. You need to invest it. You need to bring in some players. I don't want to see the cheap bargain deal based with Brandon Nimmo. Nothing wrong with Brandon Nimmo, but I don't need, you got to get some players here. If you don't get Judge, you got to bring some at least some true pitching wins. Bring me some smart pitching here. We'll worry about the hitting. If you want to go with Rolope, Peraza, and so forth, we'll always can make a trade and always could bring in some bats. But if you're not gonna get Judge, you gotta get top-notch pitching. You gotta open up the wallet and bring top-notch pitching. There is not even a closer out there that I'm excited for that we could get in a free agent market. Edwin Diaz signed with the New York Mets. Although Edwin Diaz, talk to me in 2 more years. You're going to see what that deal is going to be. How the Mets are going to sour immediately on him. Remember, it was 2 years. It was about a year, 2 years ago. They were sour. They were buying his plane ticket out of New York. He had one good season last year, and now all of a sudden, he's the darling. Just be careful. Remember, be careful with Edwin Diaz. I wish him the best, but I know, he's not. I don't know who the Yankees going to closer. We don't have a closer. I don't believe in Clay Holmes to be the closer. I think Clay Holmes is a great setup man, inning guy, 7th inning guy. What he did, the role that he was in prior from the closer role, I think that's the role. Some guys don't have the makeup. Also, another thing that I wanted to bring up before I end the stream was next year there is not going to be a shift. Now the infield shift is tarnished. You're going to have 2 infielders on each side of the field. They both got it. No one could be on the grass. They got to be on the infield dirt. That means that left-handed hitters will get their batting average back. That's why it's important to bring in Andrew Benintendi in return. With Rizzo, maybe the Yankees return to being the Yankees with some left-handed hitters. Because when the Yankees are winning, they cater to their bullpen to get left-handed hitters. I think it's going to help a lot of the left-handed hitters for the New York Yankees. They need to bring more left-handed contact hitters, right? And that's why it's very intimate to bring back Andrew Benintendi as well as Rizzo. 2 contact hitters. Rizzo could take the ball out of the ballpark. He's fine. Let's see what happens there. They haven't mentioned anything about the pitching staff. I think Matt Blake might be returning, although his contract is up as well. I haven't heard anything or any changes with the Yankees pitching or the coaching staff. I know everyone likes to blame the hitting coach whenever we have postseason failures. I think the hitting coach is a little bit overrated at times. We shall see. I think the pitching coach did something different. I like Matt Blake and he did with starting pitching. Maybe we want to hear a different bullpen arm situation. I like Mike Markey as a bullpen coach, but maybe we need something different because the bullpen did struggle, but also because of injury. We'll just see here. We get Michael King back. There's a guarantee that we're going to get the same Michael King. In return, his velocity might be down. Do you sign a Chad Green? Return Chad Green back to the Bronx. I wouldn't mind on a good deal, on a friendly deal for the New York Yankees. You bring a Chad Green. Why not? He's a homegrown kid from us, our own. If you want to bring him back there, although we just saw what happened with Dellin Betances, they did not resign him. So wouldn't be surprised if we don't see Chad Green return. If he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Bullpen arms are a year-to-year thing. Also, Tampa Bay has put up a fire sale, kind of. Tyler Glasnow has been available. Kevin Kiermaier was on in a free agent as a center fielder. So there's a lot of names out there to pick, but I don't think the Yankees are going to be really active. I would like to say he will, but I don't know, man. I don't think so, man. Some of the left fielders, you got Gallo, Benintendi, Adam Duro, AJ Pollock, David Peralta, John Peterson, Robbie Grossman, Jefferson Profar, Tommy Pham. Nothing to write home about. Center fielders, Kiermaier is the darn center fielder, but they've already got a center fielder to play. You got Brandon Nimmo. I would not go with Nimmo. Not a big fan of him. Lorenzo Cain, little over the hill, 37 years old. Arturo Herrera, Kevin Pillar, 34 years old. Roman Quinn, Delino DeShields, Billy Hamilton. Personally, if you want to get a backup center fielder, although 33 years old, I don't know if he could still play for the field position. Jackie Bradley Jr. He is a great glove out there. If you want to sign him for a minor deal, you could. And then you got your right fielders. You got Aaron Judge, Mitch Haniger, Will Myers, Tyler Naquan was on with the Mets. Michael Conforto's out there. But look at the Mets talking about a reunion with a Michael Conforto. You got Dexter Fowler, Al Cahoon. Those are the outfielders' names. You got, of course, I don't think the Yankees need a designated hitter because they have a designated hitter with Carlos Stanton, but some of the names, Michael Bradley, who they signed him for left field, I don't know. Then they got your third baseman, which they're saying they're staying with Donaldson. So Justin Turner, he's also 30 years old. Are you really going to spend money on a 30-year-old Justin Turner? Not really. Nothing there to write home about in the third base market. The shortstop, of course, Trey Turner. Trey Turner is the darling of the shortstop. Of course, Carlos Correa is going to want to command a big money. A name that gets under the radar that's kind of quiet. Personally, I like to the shortstop. If the Yankees were to buy shortstop is Swanson, Dansby Swanson. I kind of like Swanson as a shortstop, and Xavier Bogaerts. Personally, Bogaerts wears number 2 because he loves Derek Jeter. Woody, another former Red Sox coming to the Yankees. But Xavier Bogaerts, he knows the American League East. He hits well in the American League East. American League hitter. I wouldn't be surprised if they go with a Sander Bogaerts, personally. I wouldn't mind if they do. The Yankees say they'll sign him. They don't need a second baseman. They have a lot of middle infielders. The first baseman market, Jose Abreu. I would not sign a 36-year-old. For that, I'll go with the younger Anthony Rizzo, who's a Platinum Glove winner. Josh Bell, 30, but I don't think he's as defensively not an Anthony Rizzo. Yuri Gurriel is almost 40 years old. Jesus Aguilar, he was released. Carlos Santana, another 37-year-old strikeout machine. Miguel Sano, which is 40 from Minnesota. I don't think that's another name that we want to follow up. And maybe the Yankees want to go backup catcher. Backup catcher, you got Wilson Contreras, the volume of the catcher. I don't think the Yankees spend money on the catcher. If you want to bring in a backup, I'll give you a couple backup names. You could probably go after Samuel Leon. To backup here, which is really good spoiler of the receiver of the team. Christian Vasquez, but I think Christian Vasquez is over $10-12 million a year. The backup catcher. And you got Turka Bernhardt out there. I don't know. Or Romine, who was part of the organization, but for that you stay with Higashioka. It'll be interesting to see what the Yankees do if they go that backup catcher. Now, your starting pitchers that are names out there, of course, Carlos Rendon. He's only 30 years old. You could sign him easily for a 5-year deal. He'll be 35. You could go after Carlos Rendon. Jacob deGrom is 35. up in age. The Mets are going to give him a 4-year deal. He's going to command a lot of money. I don't think the price tag is too rich for the New York Yankees. Personally, I don't think they'll sign him. They won't even entertain unless Sean Manaea, a name that I wouldn't mind the Yankees looking for. I've been a fan of Sean Manaea's. I know he wasn't so hot in San Diego, but Sean Manaea is a left-hander that will fit the Yankee Stadium bid, along with Carlos Rendon. If we lose Judge, you give me Rendon, you bring me those two lefties. Manaea, I think we got something cooking. Jameson Taillon. If Jameson Taillon's a weird one. Yankee fans do not like him. He's okay, but if you could get him on a cheap deal, you might want to think about it. Last resort, bring him back again. I don't know. Let me ask you guys. Write in the comment if you had a choice. If I said, look, you could bring one of these pitchers back. Would you go bring back a Jameson Taillon or would you or Sean Manaea? I would love to know your feedback on that. Another name out there that I've been a fan of has been Noah Syndergaard. I mentioned that in the middle of the season with Anaheim. The Yankees should have traded for Noah Syndergaard to come to New York. But I don't know. Noah Syndergaard's giving me vibes. He doesn't want to play or doesn't want to do anything with the city of New York. I think New York with the Mets and the city gave him such a bad taste that he's not interested in coming to play for the Yankees. So, or New York, period. So what's a shame because I think he has star written over it with the Yankees. I think he would be a major star, and he can. And the fuel of the motivation is look across the river to Citi Field, and that'll be more than enough fuel for him to be a hell of a pitcher. But I don't know. I don't think that's going to work. I don't think that was going to happen there. Now, some of the relievers there that were mentioned earlier that I thought that there was nothing to write home about that I was excited. Craig Kimbrell, Alan Jensen, Taylor Rogers, Andy Chapman, Michael Fulmer, Chris Martin. Of course, we mentioned about Chad Green. Danny Duffy is available. Brad Roxburger, Garrett Richards. Some of these names, the relievers, you can pull up a bullpen, but nothing sticks out there as dominant closer material that you gotta go and get. You know what? I need to bring this guy back. Do you want to get another reunion with a Tommy Kailey? He pitched well. Maybe a year away after Tommy John, his arm strength gets stronger. You might want to bring back a Tommy Kailey for the third time back in the organization. Possible. Nothing there. The guys, nothing there to stand out that says we need to go get. So interesting there with the Yankees to no closer because Rafael Montero signed a 3-year with Houston. I don't think he was. He had a good postseason, but I don't know. I don't trust him either. So it's interesting. So where did the Yankees go? We'll keep you posted here. This been me, BX Sports Jedi Kev, with the Bronx Bombers Strike Back. A little bit hostile, a little bit touch base with the New York Yankees, the Bronx Bombers. Please hit those likes. Follow us. We do all the other podcasts under the Knicks podcast, the Build the Ring podcast with the Wrestling MMA Weekly with Austin Bishop, as well as the Jets Alone, the Ranger Town Republic. We do the Rangers watch along as well. So we do each and everything here on the BS Sports Jedi YouTube channel. We thank you guys for watching and joining us here. Anything happens, any breaking news with the New York Yankees, you definitely get my instant reaction, my reviews. So again, you guys have a great night here. Let the sports be with you. Let's go Yankees because we want to win.
Do not hesitate. Show no mercy.
You don't know the power of the dark side. We would be honored if you would join us. You don't know the power of the dark side. pointless to resist, my son.
Stretch out with your feelings.